That's right. I'm at the house, man. I am not feeling well. Had to cancel my trip to Washington, so I will be live streaming the Detroit Lions Washington Commanders game. Just bear with me through these videos the next few days in the live stream, man. I am out of breath, but I am here to get you your Detroit Lions content. The Detroit Lions did announce their roster moves, and they are as follows. Coming from the Detroit Lions Twitter account, says the Lions have announced roster moves. They have waived safety Jamie Robinson, activated safety Daniel Thomas from the injured reserve, remains listed as questionable on the game status report, and elevated offensive lineman Michael Neese from the practice squad to the active-inactive list. Now, what that means is that he has been elevated. He has not been signed to the 53, so this is one of his 3 elevations. I believe this is his first one. And Daniel Thomas coming from injured reserve. This is now 4 people, I believe, that have been lifted off the injured reserve for the Detroit Lions. Let me know if I'm right about that. I think I gotta be close to. It's either 3 or 4, and I think that is 4. Now remember, Malcolm Rodriguez and Josh Pascal, when they come back, they do not count toward that IR. They were on different lists. So you had the NFI list, you have the PUP list. This is specifically for those who are injured reserve. And remember that injured reserve is typically something that has to do with the season. If you are on injured reserve before the season, you have the 2 designated to return positions. Then you have the 8 during the regular season, and then you get 2 more spots during the postseason. So that's how that works. But speaking of somebody coming back from a list, we have an update on Malcolm Rodriguez. Says that the linebacker, this is coming from the Detroit Lions Twitter account also, linebacker Malcolm Rodriguez knee was not active from the injured reserve and has been downgraded to out for Sunday's game versus Washington. So again, once he comes back, his 21-day window was open. The Detroit Lions have not activated him off that list. That's what that means. So he is going to be out from the game. Nobody expected him to play. I said Thanksgiving we probably would see him, and that's still going to be the case. We have the Eagles next week, and then we have the Giants after that. But we could see him for the Giants. I don't think we're going to see him for the Eagles. But again, you never know how fast these things go and when he could possibly be back. So let me know what you think down in the comments below about the Detroit Lions active and inactive list and things like that. Now, I wanted to say something because I made a video yesterday on Quandre Diggs, and a lot of people think that Quandre is washed. I find it funny how fans throw that word out a ton. Travis Kelce is probably retirement coming up soon. I don't think he's washed. Wash is a shell of your former self. Wash is you can't contribute at all. That is wash. Like you have 0 value to the team. And I think that both of those statements would be wrong for both Travis Kelce and Quandre Diggs. The reason I brought that up is because the comment section of my Diggs video is saying that he's washed. And my favorite, and I thought it was kind of funny, somebody in the comment section said, is this what it's come to? That Lions fans are kind of wishing that we could get old players to come back to the team. Yes, that's exactly what it's come to. When Brad Holmes doesn't make a move in the offseason, during the draft, and at the trade deadline, that's literally all we have left is basically players that throwaway players or players that have been waived. But in the case of Quandre Diggs, he asked to be released, just like Tyler Lockett did a couple weeks before, because the Tennessee Titans are a dumpster fire. So I don't think that Quandre is washed at all. That's just my opinion. I don't think he's washed one bit. And we are at the point where bodies are going to help us. Now, of course, we need that body to contribute. We need that body to be some type of impactful player. I think with the 3rd game in a row missed by Kirby Joseph, we could use all the help we could get. Now, Quandre Diggs is more of that. He's more of that Brian Branch safety, whereas you had Glover Quinn, that was the Kirby Joseph safety, right? So for me, that's exactly where we are. The only people that can come to this team are people who have A, been waived and claimed by the Detroit Lions off waivers, B, been waived, cleared waivers, and signed as free agents with the Detroit Lions, or C, already be free agents and sign with the Detroit Lions. That is what happens through the trade deadline onward. There is no other way, or there's option D, practice squad players that are signed off another team to the Lions 53-man roster. Those are the only way, that's the only way that this team is going to be made better. right? The time to make your team better is through the free agency and the draft. The trade deadline is get that one, maybe two pieces that can take you over the top. The Lions they did not do that. So now we are stuck where we are. The team, as I told you in a video before, this is your team. This is your team with the people coming back from injured reserve, the DJ Reeds, the Josh Pascal, the Malcolm Rodriguez, the Marcus Davenport. This is your team. It's not going to change too much. Last year, we brought in Jamal Adams. 2 years ago, we brought in Tyson Alu and Bruce Irvin, right? This is how your team is going to get better. How much better? I don't know. So that's exactly what it's come to. This is what happens when you don't address things like you're supposed to address them. You are limited in the amount of resources that you have. And now, again, we are stuck. So I don't know if there was also a defensive end that was waived on today, Saturday. I think he was waived on Thursday from the Pittsburgh Steelers. I did not hear yesterday if he cleared waivers or not. I assume he did. And then Quandre Diggs. Quandre Diggs was only owed about $500,000. I don't know. I feel like he may, I'm on the fence. I'm like 50-50 as to whether or not he's going to clear waivers. So that's just my thing. Again, this is our team. This is our team. Your best bet to make this team significantly better, which is this is your best bet. There's a team that can part with a guy. For instance, Calais Campbell. Let's use him from last year. He was on the Miami Dolphins, and the Miami Dolphins said, well, this is the rumor, that if we are not in playoff contention, which they weren't, that we would let you go and potentially find a playoff team. Now, they never did that, but let's say they did. With Calais Campbell, a guy with a minimal salary, he could probably be claimed. The same thing happened with Josh Reynolds. He was waived by Denver, and he was claimed by the Jacksonville Jaguars. And then he was released and wind up signing with the Jets. The only way that this team is going to get significantly better is if a guy gets waived, akin to Odell Beckham Jr. back in 2021 with a monster contract. Nobody wants to claim that contract. So he falls to free agency, and then they convince him to sign with the Detroit Lions. That's the only way that this team is going to get a significantly better player. So a team can release a guy. Let's just say, for instance, Trey Hendrickson. It's not going to happen because the Bengals are a dumb organization. They had their chance to move him, but they didn't. But let's just hypothetically say that they decide, you know what? We have done you wrong for your entire career since you've been a Cincinnati Bengal. We're going to all of a sudden do right by you, which would be dumb at the same time because they can get a comp pick for him when he walks in free agency, or they can tag him for $40 million. So they let Trey Hendrickson clear through waivers. He would never make it through waivers. But at the same time, let's just hypothetically say he did. He's owed about $16 million. He clears waivers. Now the new team that he goes to owes him no money. That's the only way that this team is going to get an impactful player to help us make the Super Bowl. The time for impact is over. At this point, we are just simply signing bodies who can contribute in some way to this team's success. That is all, because that's the best you're going to get. You're going to get practice squad people. You're going to get people that have been sitting on the couch, or you're going to get veterans that have asked to be released because their team sucks and they're able to clear waivers for whatever reason, or make it to us. Where the Detroit Lions sit right now is 21st on the waiver wire. That's better than it was this time last year or the year before that, when we were bottom, like we were like 28, 29. At one point, we were 32. We had the best record in the NFL, and we were the last. We would never get anybody. So, yes, that is the only way that this team, that is what it has come to, and that is what it's going to remain until February or March, when it's time for free agency to sign our own players and make our team better. So that's it. That's why I'm like, yo, this is our team. It ain't no reason for me to fritz out and crash out. And that's why I told y'all, I'm not crashing out at the trade deadline. We're in year 5, bruh. We're going into year 6. Brad got a monster offseason in front of him. He got a monster. Eventually, I'm not going to have any talking to do. I mean, that's real. He got a monster offseason in front of him. And I know this went from a roster moves to a comment section video to now, we're back on Brad Holmes. Because that's at the end of the day, that's who puts the team together. A monster offseason loading. You have Brian Branch. You've got Jahmyr Gibbs. You have Sam Laporta. You have Jack Campbell. You have to re-sign players from your team already. In addition to that, you have to replace the ones that you've lost. And we went over in the video yesterday that it's going to be the defensive line. There's only 4 guys under contract. This team is going to look a lot different. No Alexander Zaloni, right? Just like we lost Ife Melifonwu last year. This team is going to look a lot different next season. Be ready for it. And like I said in the video on Syndicate Sports Detroit, Brad got his work cut out for him 100%. And I think that after we're in year 5, to next year will be year 6 of their 7-year deal. So again, this is what we've come to. Roster moves and players that are on practice squads. Like, that's it. The core 11, the core 22 is what's going to win us the Super Bowl. And then you got the people coming in on the back end to try to help this team, like the depth pieces and stuff like that. We don't even have much of those either, man. This is crazy. Anyway, again, the Ridge wallet, I'm going to keep pushing it. It is on sale, monster deal. You can get the keychain or the key little holder and the wallet for 45% off. You can also buy them separately if you want. Again, save 45% on the Ridge wallet. If you guys want to know, it is actually just tap on the screen and you'll see the products page pop up. You can click on that. You can also drop the product section down beneath the video and you'll see it there. All right, just tap on the screen. As a matter of fact, I'll try to make it pop up right now, that it'll pop up on the screen and you guys will be able to see it. This channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. It's because of your support I get to do what I do. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. Tomorrow, since I'm here, we will be live streaming. We got the pregame tailgate. That will be about 2 hours before the game. So we play at 4:25. We'll hop on at 2 o'clock. And usually we wrap that show up after we have the inactive list that comes out for the team. We'll be going live approximately 3:45, 4 o'clock or so. And then we will have the post-game show directly after the game leading into Sunday Night Football. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.